5:30. I'd like to call to order the Downtown Development Board meeting. Welcome everybody to August 2nd, 2023, the DDB meeting. I ask that everyone silence their phones and cease private conversations. I left mine in the car. That was the wise thing to do. And remind everybody to lean forward and speak clearly, and we're going to start with introductions to my left of members and ex officio members.
Raymond Casano.
Shahab Emrani.
Keenan Kinsel.
Jennifer Frazier.
Festus Bobeni.
Lena Teixeira.
Mark Bunker.
And we have a quorum, right? Ann?
Yes.
Okay, good. So first on the agenda, we have minutes of previous meetings, July 12th, 2023 meeting minutes. Any corrections?
No.
Can I get a motion? Not of the arm, but a proper, even though Lisa's in here.
To approve the July 12, 23 regular Downtown Development Board meeting minutes.
We have a motion, a second.
Yeah, I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion by Shahab and a second by Ray. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Unanimous. Next up, citizens to be heard regarding items not on the agenda. Before we start, the rules are, do we have people that are going to talk? No? Then we don't need the rules. Okay, moving on to new business, 4.1, the June 2023 financial statement. Ann Lopez?
Good evening, Ann Lopez, Senior CRA Manager. The first item that I have before you is to approve the June 2023 financial statement for filing. Your funds spent for June were $9,413.83. Those expenditures are outlined in your agenda item, with an ending balance of $577,009.24. For your marketing category, the board has allocated $456,136. You've paid out a little over $253,000, and you have an unpaid balance of just over $200,000. And there's currently $54,000 remaining in unallocated in your marketing category for the remainder of this year. For your business assistance category, you've allocated $10,000. You have paid out $31,000 and an unpaid balance of $62,976.
Sorry, 10,000 or 100,000?
You have paid out, you've allocated $10,000.
Okay.
Yes. You've paid out $31,000. You have a remaining balance that is unallocated of $90,000. And for your policy and project work category, you have not allocated any money, and the balance of that category is $22,049, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
All right.
Anybody? No?
Sounds good.
Citizen comments. Motion?
Take a number.
Anybody?
Okay. Motion requesting approval of June 23, 2023 financial statement.
We have a motion. Get a second? Second from Jennifer. Motion from Shahab, second by Jennifer. Any further discussion? No? All in favor?
Aye.
It's unanimous. Okay, next item on the agenda, 4.2. And for the event reports, just to remind everybody, 5 minutes for presentations, and then questions from members will follow at the end of each presentation. So the first one is the Salsa de Mayo. Ann?
I would like to bring forward Richard Del Rio from Florida Best Promotions to give you a recap of the event from this year. The presentation that he has is attached in your agenda item.
Nice to see you all again. Richard Del Rio with Florida Best Promotions, and let's just get right into it. We had a great Salsa de Mayo event, and
You can just slide down.
Sorry about that. So I started off with this slide here was a video, promo video we did for the event. So I'll just show you a short piece of that. And the purpose for showing you this is to show you some of the quality of the promotion that we put together. And obviously it was successful. So I just wanted to show you a little bit of that. And then so that's that video. So that was the promotional video. The goals that Florida Best Promotion has for the Salsa de Mayo event is to make Salsa de Mayo one of Clearwater's flagship events, making Clearwater a destination for dancers all over the world. Overview of the event. The event was on May 6, 2023 from 6 to 11. Advertising channels were social media, email, text, and radio. Estimated attendance, we estimated it was about 6,000 people, which was a huge success. Marketing spend. We allocated a total budget of $7,000 for Salsa de Mayo campaign. The budget was split across various channels as follows: Facebook, Instagram, Google, YouTube, SMS, email, influencer partnerships, and radio. This slide here, social media, samples of social media ads. We took all sponsors, all performers, DJs, and we created a meme for each performer, DJ, and everything. And then we spent the ad budget boosting all those different ads. What was unique about our social media campaign was we did something called ad tests. So we had an algorithm that would take all those different ads that were all uniform or branded for Salsa de Mayo, and this algorithm would take that marketing budget that we had for it, and it would automatically push the money towards the best performing ads, which is kind of a tedious process. But the results were higher than usual, than normal. Next, here's kind of a map of how we directed that traffic, that social media traffic, which was from all those avenues we talked about: Facebook, Instagram, Google, YouTube, SMS, and email, and we pushed all that to our Facebook event page and Florida Best Promotions website. And from there, we pushed them to Eventbrite, and then from there, here to downtown Clearwater. The results of that was about 6,000 in attendance. We had a reach of over 188,000 people on Facebook and 14,000 in Instagram. 145,000 people on paid ads on Facebook, and Instagram 370,000. We had 9,000 people go to the event page, which was a free registration. So you can imagine people get there and see it's a free registration. A lot of times they say, I'm not going to register, I'm just going to go. But even with that, we had 2,906 people actual register to come to the event, which is great. It was a great number. And then we have, I have some pictures here, some post-event pictures, just to show you guys a little bit of how the activation went, not only at the intersection of Garden and Cleveland, but in Station Square, which was very successful as well. Future areas of improvement, we think we need to change the layout a little bit. Instead of having vendors go down east or west on Cleveland, we should set vendors to go up east. So a lot of the vendors down that way were too happy because they didn't get a lot of traffic. You know, everyone kind of stopped at the park, and that was it. And the other problem was the sound in the park was probably a little too loud, so we're going to need to adjust that a little bit. And the other thing is we would like to be able to convert some of our volunteers. A lot of this social media campaign was done by some volunteers, so we'd like to turn them into paid staff. And then this was the post video production. So I'll let you guys, I'll end it with this. That's Keila Soto, was a national dance instructor. That was early on in the night, some of the sponsors. Jessica Quiles, who performed, she's a 5-time world champion salsa dancer. And that's it that's the presentation.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Any questions?
What are your future plans?
For Salsa de Mayo, I would love to host this event every year. On the Saturday that falls closest to Cinco de Mayo, that's kind of the play that I'm doing there, Salsa de Mayo. So I would love to do that in downtown Clearwater for the next 20 years or more, you know. I love doing the event. I'm very passionate about it. I'm very passionate about salsa. I can get into why. That will take a long time. So. But I'm passionate about salsa, and I fell in love with Clearwater. I think it's a beautiful venue. It's a beautiful place, and the city has been super welcoming, and that's been a humbling experience.
Great. Have you been able to produce income from it that can actually sustain you and go forward?
We're working on that. It's not there yet, you know, but we have some new partners with us, and they're actually here today. We're working with 97.1 and Nuevo Sol, and I don't really have a hard time in bringing people out. You know, I've proven that I can do that. I'm looking for partners that are going to help me to make the sponsorships more valuable. When I'm able to do that, then I can be worth more money. But right now, it's kind of a one-man show. That's me, you know. And I work very hard and a lot of long hours to make it happen. So it's not there yet, but the potential is obviously there.
Refresh our memory. How many events do you do per year?
I only do 2.
2. Okay.
Now this year I may do a few more, but they're all here in Clearwater.
Okay. Nothing in Tampa?
I don't do anything in Tampa. I'm involved in the dance community. That's kind of how I stay connected. One of the reasons I started doing this festival is because I was a dancer before. I was a teacher, and when I got married and had kids, I kind of had to stop doing that. But I wanted to stay involved, you know, and I was doing marketing for a doctor's office in Palm Harbor, and as I was going to different places, people were asking me ideas for marketing. I'm a marketer, you know, and I would tell them, as it concerns Pinellas County, it's a great time to connect with the Latin community. It's a growing population and a valuable one. And I just was, and they all thought it was a great idea, but nobody did anything. So that's when I started doing what's called salsa on the sponge docks. And And the first time we did it, we had 3,000 people show up, which I was like, I was expecting success. I didn't expect that. And very quickly, we went from 3,000 people twice a year to 12,000 twice a year. And then COVID hit, and now we're rebuilding in Clearwater. So I do believe that we can get to a place where we're putting 10,000, 12,000 people in downtown Clearwater.
Fantastic. Any other questions? No? Well, thank you.
Thank you.
4.3, don't go too far away. Funding request, Salsa in the District. Ann?
Don't know what that is. And Ann Lopez, Senior CRA Manager. This item that I have before you is to request approval of a special event grant funding for Salsa in the District produced by Florida Breast Promotions in the amount not to exceed $15,000. The purpose of this item is to approve funding for Salsa at the District event in the amount not to exceed $15,000. This event will take place in Station Square Park and on the 500 and 600 blocks on Cleveland Street on Saturday, October 14th, 2023, from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m., and attendance is expected to be approximately 6,000 people. Florida Best Promotions has successfully produced salsa events in downtown Clearwater with Salsa de Mayo, which brought an estimated 6,000 attendees. The total cost for the Salsa at the District event is $49,900, and the applicant is requesting $33,500 in total grant funding for marketing, city fees, production costs, staffing, insurance, and permitting. This event is receiving co-sponsorship from Parks and Recreation Department valued at $5,900. Based on the DDB's current funding policy, staff is recommending that the event be funded in an amount not to exceed $15,000, which will cover up to an additional $5,000 of city fees and $10,000 for marketing expenses. And Richard Del Rio is here again to answer any questions that the board may have.
Any questions?
It's more people down here than any other event that I know of,
Yeah.
except for jazz.
Are you familiar with the new ruling we have that once we do so many and then the funding ends? That's why I was early asking have you looked at how you can actually produce income, so you can actually, since we gave you a head start to figure out the future ones, how to utilize that to basically make it perpetual.
Absolutely. One of the things that, one of the things I would love to do, we can't do because we're using taxpayer money right now, is to charge an entrance. That solves that problem. It creates other problems, like how do you fence it off? So right now, the only way for Florida Best Promotions to pay for this event and make a profit is through sponsorship and vendors. And that's one of the reasons why we decided this year to try to partnership with Nova Sol 97.1. And we believe we have a deal with them that is going to help us accomplish that.
Are they here?
They are here.
Good. Come on up. This is 97.1.
Correct. This is just
Used to be the
97.
alternative rock station.
It used to be.
You stole my station, so I don't know.
Sorry, I'm sorry. We're reaching a brand new audience
It's
that
okay.
we're really excited about.
Okay.
So
And how big is it,
our station,
the audience?
well, it depends. We've got about almost 500,000 weekly listeners. From a reach perspective, not a duplicated audience. We reach anyone from 18 plus to 65 plus. Our format is tropical. We reach all the way up to Brooksville area, all the way down, I'd say close to Hollow Beach area. We go as far east as to close to Lakeland. is our reach. So it's a nice signal. Our company's been around for 19 years. It's not like we're just around the corner, just launched. We own over 10 stations across the country, including New York, Miami, Puerto Rico, Los Angeles, Chicago, with the #1 station, whether in English or Spanish, is in New York City. So we know what we're doing from a station. We're really excited to partner with Richard, and we just know that with our station's reach, they're going to be able to do even a larger audience as far as attendees. So we're really excited. Our format aligns perfectly with his audience as far as salsa dancers, because our music is, we do have a strong presence of salsa music on our air. And we're also utilizing some other events that we've got immediately following to tie in. We've got the National Day of Salsa, which is the Día Nacional de la Salsa. It's actually happening the weekend following his event. So we're tying it in by actually offering some unique opportunities with our we've got 10 artists that are going to be in Orlando offering opportunities for meet and greet, unique to his audience. So we're really, really trying to tie in some creatively. We're even doing a salsacation.
Yeah, tell them about that idea, because when I was meeting with 97.1, I really tried to portray the vision of the city of Clearwater and how we could partner to help that vision to come to fruition. And one of the ideas that 97.1 came up with was a salsacation giveaway, which would mean,
So it's a staycation with a salsa twist, So an opportunity to tie in with one of the local hotels nearby and offer some winners an opportunity to actually stay the night, enjoy the festival, and not have to be driving back too far. Even I, who live in Tampa, I'm about a good hour away. So I just wanted to give that opportunity to those to also experience fully the Clearwater location and offer some winners that, and an opportunity to do a meet and greet with our event that we've got the following weekend. So we're really capitalizing, I think, on his audience of the salsa music lover, as well as our event that's coming up. So,
Great.
So I think she really was being modest when she talked about these artists that they're doing a giveaway through our event to help our event be more successful. If I were to compare it, I would say there's 5 Rolling Stone type bands. I mean,
A-listers.
A-listers,
Yeah.
bands that have been playing for 40 years. Everybody in the Latin community knows who these guys are. Yesterday I just did an organic post about us giving away tickets to that concert at Salsa at the District, and my social media blew up yesterday over that. So we're excited about the partnership with 97.1.
That's great.
This is
Fantastic.
the beginning of many. I'm pretty confident.
Any other questions from the nice lady at 97.1? No? Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other board questions for Mr. Del Rio? No? Okay, thanks. We're going to discuss now.
So I'd like, if I could have an opportunity to talk about why I've asked for more than what the normal rule is.
Absolutely.
Okay. So marketing costs, you usually only allow 10,000 for that, right? I'm asking for 15 on that. One of that, 5,000 of that is going to be a radio buy, but we're going to get, because of our relationship with 97.1 and because of our past history, we're able to take that 5,000 and negotiate a deal with radio that is worth probably over 100,000, in advertising. So we're taking that money and making it go very far. But that being said, it was a challenge to be as successful we were with the 2,000 that we had for social media. So I'm asking for more in social media. I'm asking actually for another 5,000 in social media ads, and that doesn't even touch designers, and all those fees, printed media and things like that. And also, the printed media this time, I think, is going to be, I never did printed media in the past because it was just me. One of the things 97.1 has offered is to give me their street team, allow me to use their street team. So I would like to do some printed media and have them blanket, not just Clearwater, but Tampa and everything with this printed media. So those are some of the things why I'm asking for more money in that category.
Are you projecting more people than last time?
It's hard to say that, but that's definitely the goal. I mean, if they're doing radio and all that, it's $6 a head he's asking, which is, and plus doing the radio and all that, it most likely would be a lot more.
The goal is to grow.
Good.
The goal is to grow. We don't want to stay stagnant. We want to grow. And we want to grow it right here in Clearwater. We love it here. And I love the venue of downtown Clearwater. I love the street. I love it there. I think it's just an amazing, unique place specifically for this festival. And it reminds me of a little bit of how I grew up. We grew up in New York when the Fania All-Stars were taking salsa to the world, and they would do these block parties in New York, which don't exist anymore, It doesn't exist anymore, but it does right here in Clearwater.
Right.
And so we want to keep doing it right here. The best way to do that is to keep growing, right? If we grow, then, that's going to attract tourists. It's going to attract businesses that want to move in. It's going to attract people who want to live here. Me, one of them, I created a long list here of why you should approve the extra ask.
How about give us your top 2 or 3?
Okay. Community engagement. Salsa District provides an opportunity for residents to come together and participate in the festival. The grant request likely includes provisions for community engagement activities. So it helps us to pay for dance instructors and things like that and get the local community involved in that. By supporting these initiatives, the board can encourage community involvement and foster a sense of unity. And then my second top choice would be what I have on here is number 5, positive image building. South of the district can serve as a positive representation of Clearwater's commitment to cultural events and entertainment. By supporting such events, the Downtown Development Board can enhance the city's image and reputation. This can lead to increased interest from investors, businesses, and tourists, ultimately benefiting the overall growth and development of Clearwater.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's from my viewpoint, you may have been the top event last year, so there's no disagreement that you bring a lot of life downtown once or twice a year, and it's good for the community. It's great for the town. So I think we all have heard that at every meeting because we hear things from other people, and I've never heard one bad thing about your event. So congratulations on building a nice brand, and we'll discuss now how we can help you further. Unless there's any other questions for Mr. Del Rio. Okay, thank you for your presentation.
Thank you.
Any citizen comments? Then I'd like a motion.
So what's the total you want?
Ann, would you like to clarify the ask?
Total,
Please.
yes.
Or it's about 35.
No, it's not quite that much.
The recommendation is 15,000, and that's based on your policy. So he is receiving 5,900 in city sponsorship from Parks and Recreation. So staff's recommendation is 15,000. It would be 10,000 for marketing, and then an additional 5,000 to cover any additional costs that he may have that would exceed what he's receiving from city co-sponsorship.
And just to clarify, his previous events were not part of our new policy.
Correct. So the last time that Florida Bus Promotions came forward was actually the same meeting that you approved amendments to your current funding policy, and it was not retroactive. So this, as your funding policy starts now, would be his first ask.
So what was he,
Go ahead.
So when I look at his request,
Yes.
I see 15,000 total in marketing plus a 5,000 in city fees.
Yes.
So the recommendation is that we only pay 10,000 of the $15,000 marketing
Yes,
costs?
because that's
and then the
based on your
5,000 is-
policy. Your policy states an amount not to exceed 10,000 for marketing costs.
Okay, just one clarification.
Question, Ray?
so he's asking for he's asking for the additional 5,
Correct.
so he wants 15.
He would like, yes, so his ask would be, his ask is for 15,000 for marketing, and then the additional 5 for city fees.
For
So
the city.
yes, it's a 5,000 more than what staff
And
recommended.
maybe you could just refresh our memories on how much we have available, the new budget year's coming.
54,000 is what you have available until September 31st. This would fall, I will mention, this will fall in next fiscal year. This event is in October. Your fiscal year begins October 1, so this would actually come out of your 23-24 budget.
Okay, ready for a motion?
I'm ready for a motion.
I move that we give him the 5,000 extra and go for the 15, because this is the best thing that's happened, and I imagine it might even double this year. With 97.1 helping him, I think it'll really be a good thing to do.
We have a motion by Ray for 15. Do we have a second?
I second that motion.
Second from Jennifer. Any further discussion?
No, it's very simple, straightforward.
All in favor?
Aye.
It's unanimous. Congratulations. Okay, further new business. Don't you go anywhere. 4.4, certify the taxable value received from Pinellas County property appraisers. This will be just as exciting as the last item.
Yes, so these next 2 items that we have before you, we'll start with the first one. We actually did this last month, but there was no actual on-record approval. So your attorney would actually like for you to have an approval of this. So May 30th, 2023, Pinellas County Property Appraiser's Office provided the 2023 preliminary tax roll, and the taxable value for the Downtown Development Board is estimated to be $479,573,955, which is a decrease in 6.93% from last year.
Congratulations to the property owners. Okay, any questions?
No? That's actually good news, it's going down.
That's right.
Yeah,
Citizen comments. Do I have a motion?
No?
We need a motion on this.
I'll propose a motion to certify the taxable value received from Pinellas County property appraisal.
Excellent. Second? Okay, we have a motion by Shahab and a second by Ray. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Okay, moving on, 4.5, the minimum reserves for fiscal 2023-2024 with $75,000 being recommended. Ann?
Again, this was an item that was last meeting. There was no motion that was made, so we just need a actual motion to be made and approved by the board to
Any-
have for your 23-24 fiscal year budget, $75,000.
And that's what it is now, correct?
Correct.
So any other questions?
No?
No? Citizen comments? Can I have a motion?
Motion to set minimum reserves at $75,000 for fiscal year 2023-2024.
We have a motion by Jennifer, a
I'll
second.
second that.
Second by Shahab. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. 4.6, Resolution 2302, adopting the City of Clearwater's investment policy per Florida statutes requirements. Ann?
In accordance with Chapter 218.415 of the Florida State Statute states that investment activity by any local government must be consistent with a written investment plan adopted by the government agency. The Downtown Development Board adopts the City of Clearwater's investment policy yearly because you do not maintain your own bank accounts. These funds are held within the City of Clearwater's accounts. The city investment policy was adopted in September 9th, 2010, and has not been updated. If there is to be a new policy updated between now and the next time you adopt this policy, I'll bring forward an amendment. Any questions?
Any questions?
Nope.
Citizen comments? Can I have a motion?
So I'd like to make a motion to request adoption of Resolution 2302, adopting the City of Clearwater's investment policy per Florida statute requirements.
Motion by Festus. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Jen. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. 4.7, fiscal year 2023-2024 budget. Ann?
So this item is to request approval of your preliminary budget for fiscal year 23-24. Your property tax revenue is actually increased by $25,000. There's an agenda, your preliminary budget is in your agenda item. As we all know, the DDB is a taxing entity within a community redevelopment agency, and per state statute, you're required to give a portion of your funds to the CRA. But because we also have an interlocal with you, we give that money back to you minus a fee. So the CRA increment is $363,915, which is shared with the DDB in accordance with the interlocal agreement between both the Community Redevelopment Agency and the Downtown Development Board. Your expenditures are separated into two categories, which are your variable expenses, which include your marketing category, business assistance, and your policy and project work, and your fixed categories, which are your staff office administration, as well as your requirements, which as board is to have liability insurance, an annual audit, a state fee, and commissions that are paid both to Pinellas County tax collector and the property appraiser. The fee for the CRA, based on the interlocal agreement, is an increase of 3.5% from the current year for $84,357. And I would be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Citizen comments? Can I have a motion?
Sure. I would like to propose a motion to approve a local agreement with the Community Redevelopment Agency for fiscal year 23-24 for management services.
I think
On
that's
agenda ahead.
the wrong one.
Or the next
4.7,
item.
sir.
I'm reading the next one. Well, proposed request approval of the preliminary budget for Downtown Development Board fiscal year 2023-24.
We have a motion by Shahab. Second?
Second.
Second by Festus. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. He was trying to speed up the meeting and do 3 for 1.
Go faster.
Okay,
You
4.8.
talked about interlocal, I thought I would just jump into that one too.
Why not? The interlocal agreement? Ann?
This item is to approve the interlocal agreement with the Community Redevelopment Agency for fiscal year 23-24 for management services. Pursuant to Florida Statute 163.001, the Community Redevelopment Agency and the Downtown Development Board can enter into an agreement in which the DDB agrees to perform specific responsibilities and functions, including funding projects and programs consistent with Clearwater's Downtown Redevelopment Plan, which was adopted in 2018. This agreement intends for the DDB and the CRA to work collaboratively on projects and programs to further downtown Clearwater's goals and objectives. The interlocal agreement has been attached in your agenda item, and it explains the responsibilities of both the Downtown Development Board as well as your CRA staff. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions?
It's simple, it's 84,000 and change fee, basically.
You help us, help you, to help us to help you. Again. Citizen comments. Can I have a motion?
Already did the motion last.
Well, we had to separate them out, Shab.
All right, Festus can do it this way.
I move to request the approval for the interlocal agreement with the community, with the CRA for year 23-24 for management services.
I second.
Okay, we have a motion by Festus, second by Ray. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. 4.9, nominating committee and election updates. Ann.
So this is just an update for you for your election for 2023. I have attached, or not attached, but in your agenda item, it lists out the DDB's election schedule. The first one being this Friday. All voter designation forms will be mailed out to property owners. September 1st is the deadline for anybody who is interested in running in the Downtown Development Board's election. And September 1st is also the deadline for voter registration forms to come out, or to come back to staff. Those will be sent out to anybody who's a new property owner within the year and someone who doesn't have a designation form on file. Ballots will be mailed out September 15th, and the deadline for those ballots to be received is October 10th. That's when staff and myself will count ballots, and the new term will begin on January 1st, 2024. Anybody who is interested in serving on the Downtown Development Board, feel free to give me a call, 727-562-4039, or they can email me at ann.lopez@myclearwater.com. Any questions?
Thank you. Okay, old business, 5.1, the CRA updates.
Just gonna say right here.
Back to you.
Convenience.
I don't have very much updates for you. I would like to say that we did have 2 of our new staff start this Monday. So I'm very happy that they're here, and I have a 3rd one who will be starting on August 14th at your September 5th meeting. I will bring all 3 of them forward to introduce them to you. One of them who will be working specifically with me to help with the Downtown Development Board, so I'm very happy that they are on.
Goody.
Yep. That's all the updates I have for you today.
Well, thank you.
Any update on CRA number 2?
North Greenwood?
Yes.
Yes, so North Greenwood CRA, we're working to get things going for them. They have 25 grant applications that we're in the process of pushing those out to get funding for them. So we're working on getting their board, because they will have a citizens advisory committee. So we're working on getting all of that created with bylaws, applications. So.
Nice. Progress. Okay, thank you. 5.2, city updates regarding the DDB district, ex officio members.
First, let me say that I am so pleased that you supported one of the most, I believe, successful events that we've ever had. So thank you for that. In terms of Coachman Park, the city continues to see wonderful positive outcomes and collateral positive outcomes in having all those diverse people in downtown and what that means to the local businesses. However, we are not sitting on our laurels. We are continuing to look for different opportunities and initiatives to keep up that pace. And a couple of things have been happening. We've been having some positive conversations with different entities to join our downtown, as well as we've initiated a conversation about having a wet zone from Garden to Osceola, and we're looking at what that can look like, what different options are available, and so that conversation has started.
I'm sorry, what is a wet zone?
A wet zone means that, let's say you would like a Moscow Mule at Clear Sky, but you want 530's burger, you can take your Moscow Mule and go to, so you're not, restricted by the property lines. You can walk up and down. It
Makes
gives you a
sense.
sense of freedom, and it gives you a sense of flow for downtown.
That's great. Can you give us a little more data of what's happening on the upcoming buildings? And I heard the Twin Tower might turn into a single tower, or the discussions
Are
on
you
that?
talking about the Bluff development?
Yes.
At this point, there's nothing concrete going on. We have a consultant group looking at the amended proposal, and we should be getting their opinion in the next few weeks. But as of now, there's nothing going forward until we review the amended proposal from the consultant's perspective.
on both properties?
Yes, well, no, the amended proposal is only for the Twin Towers, not for the hotel.
That one's going forward?
Yes, and they're actually ahead of schedule in all the permitting and due diligence
good.
process.
That's great. Do we know what hotel chain might be interested in that, or?
I don't think there's a chain, I think it's just Mr. Januzio's and his company's hotel. I'm actually not even very clear about that, but I didn't think there was a chain assigned to that.
I believe there
Usually
is
they
a
build a
chain.
hotel and flip it.
I don't remember the name of it.
I don't remember a chain assigned to it as of now,
I see. Okay,
but I can get back to you and I'll look into it.
thank you.
Well, there's a good view now, that old City Hall. You've done a good job, I saw you with your hard hat, pulling out the beams. It's flat as a pancake over there now. So,
All I say is don't get used to the view. Thank God every day that you have it.
Towers are coming. Okay, thank you. Mr. Bunker.
Lena covered it well, so I'll just say good night.
Okay. All right. And then the chair report. For those watching on the telly, we have a wonderful website, downtownclearwater.com. It's not the DDB site, but there are menus of fun things there, right, Vicki? And I'm going to give you a short list for those viewers out there. On August 7th, which is coming up, sailing out of summer from 6 to 8 in Station Square Park, the Clearwater Community Sailing Center. That's the group down by Sand Key, I believe. They have sailboats in Station Square right now, and they're doing end of summer and their new pop-up art installation inside the Station Square with a fun community night with DJ games, raffles, vendors, treats, and a community art project. So I'll be there for the treats, obviously. On August 12th, the Market Marie, second Saturday of each month. They'll be back on Cleveland Street from 10 to 2. They have now over 100 local vendors. So if you haven't been there lately, it's fantastic. August 16th, Mr. Butcher, Clyde Butcher, the famous photographer who's been here once before, he'll be back. He's doing a lecture and book signing. That would be, what is that, like a Wednesday? He'll be here at the library with his exhibit on Cuba. And I'm not going to read it. It's all on the website, but it looks like it's going to be fantastic. So after the lecture, they're going to have something at the Capitol Theater, a presentation. I guess it's a movie? Something? No? It's a, how about I just read it? Following the lecture, he's going to have Nature Has No Borders at the Nancy and David Bilheim Capitol Theater. So it's like a Q&A? Okay, fine. Anyway, you can get free tickets for that, and he is very renowned, and if you haven't met him or seen him, you probably don't want to miss that. On August 19th, the Clearwater Arts Alliance has a public art walk, and that's going to be the third Saturday every month. And last but not least, Wednesday nights, don't miss it, through the end of this month in August, yoga in Station Square. Right, Ray? We want to see you there. And all the other fun events in Clearwater, you can go to downtownclearwater.com and spread that website around all over the place. There's a lot more there to be found. And with that, at, what time is it here? 6:18, meeting adjourned.
Thank you.